Okay, I start streaming. And hello. I'm Dan Lutz, and welcome to Frontlines with Dan and Tank. How's it going, Tank?
I am wonderful, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing fine. We actually are broadcasting. It is working. Some
I think we're
maneuvering.
live on Facebook as well, so maybe we'll actually reach more than a couple hundred people today. See how it goes.
Yes, that would be good if we can get to that point where we're actually broadcasting and no interference. We do. I just still hope to get the lost episode out in the next.
The lost episode of the Tank and Dan. That's where all the magic happened, folks, and it's lost.
Yeah, I know.
All the secrets came out in that episode. The berry.
Yeah, but we did create one, and you broadcasted on Facebook, right? At that, is
I
that
did,
work?
yeah, and I will definitely send you the link to that. I actually tried to go back in and record it, but haven't been able to have much luck. I've been having some technical difficulties.
It's also what Zoom does when you're doing a recording. It kind of stores it in a special kind of file. It's like inside the Zoom directory, and then it goes by date. And you go in there and you'll find an audio file and a video file. When you click on it, though, it's going to want to reconstitute it into another file. So
Wow.
it creates the file. I guess it's a compressed format of sorts, and then you can move that file around. So yeah, let's see.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
So,
All right.
What's going on? New and exciting here, you know. Today,
Well-
I know you are in the drudge, right, of everything. So,
Well, I'm still let's say I'm still really occupied in this project I'm working on. So I do listen to stuff. So what I've picked up on, but I'm not doing any digging. It's just what's coming to me from like the other advanced media is that Epstein may have been. If it's the good guys that have basically put him in the position where he looks to be dead or pretend suicided, what that does is it actually removes a lot of litigation for the other people that were involved. So if they want to go after X, Y, and Z, they don't have to wait for Epstein's stuff to all be handled, right? So with him out of the way, they can literally go directly to those others on the list that they want to start looking into.
That is pretty exciting. That is what I've expected. I actually broke that like right away with looking at that, and it makes sense that the DA would actually make a deal, right? So that you guarantee that you will get cooperation, right? So you tuck them away, and then whether that's the I don't know, the so-called white hats, or whether it's Trump, who like takes the profile there of Hillary Clinton's brother, who's allegedly dead, right? Kind of put that out there to say, hey, guess what? We know he's not dead. Number one, and number two, he's working with us. So.
Or they dressed him up like Epstein and put him into the cell. And they said, "No, I'm not Epstein." And he ends up dead because people had actually made that comparison to the corpse that was shown the profile of, right? And he's got that ridge on his nose and his ears, and they compared it to Hillary's brother. And so...
Yeah, I would, I just don't know. It's really hard to say what is real in that, but it's fun. Actually, this part is it's kind of fun.
It's like this is the real enjoyable popcorn time. This is like caramel corn, or
right on,
or cheese flavored popcorn. We're into the, into the flavored varieties. Actually, I haven't seen this in a while, but I remember when I was a kid at the mall, there'd be a popcorn store, right? You say, well, what? Why would there be a popcorn? But there was like every flavor. Like it'd be like the blue colors and the red colors and the orange colors.
Oh yeah, they have popcorn trucks here in New York. The best.
Oh, they do. Oh, okay. I haven't seen them in a long time. I don't think they'd ever really made it to California.
No. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. So, but that's it. Now, also, the FBI has raided Epstein Island. So also, without him being alive, that also clears the way for that. So he's dead. FBI is now at the island.
Yeah. So what's the deal with that? I think we're gonna. I mean, is that gonna? I mean, does that mean like things are more horrendous and they're gonna have greater access, or I guess they don't have to like consider any of his rights?
Right. Anymore. Exactly. That's the point. So that's why they would have tucked him away in this super facility that they had $280 million set aside for underground bunker for high value witness protection.
Right.
And there's also some logs of people going on planes and things like that they were all brought together. That was under, again, the X-22 and iPod are both, covering this on that angle. And okay, it's if he is tucked away, but apparently to the world he's dead. So the legal system operates under the premise he's dead, right? That means they can go directly at all of these individuals that they want to get to on their list. And Dr. Dave Janda was basically saying he's probably dead, but that he was making.
Well, Dave Janda is pretty, he's pretty like rational and like he doesn't really jump into the conspiracy mode too much, really.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
No, that's true. But he was suggesting that if they've if he is, if he's, well, how do you say that? Well, that he's the one that was basically also saying that he's dead. He's out of the way, and it's more likely that he was killed, you know, by someone in the prison, kill, making a name for themselves because a pedophile is really low on the totem pole, right? But he made
Right.
but his main point was is if you are labeled a pedophile, and in everyone's mind right now in this great awakening that's going on the front lines, is we get this great awakening. We have now people saying, "Hey, they're pedophiles." Well, how much further do they have to go in their minds to think that they're traitors? Right? It's not. It's a very small leap because if they're as bad as a pedophile, that would be like in their mind. Well, you know, what's worse, pedophile or traitor? So let's say that pedophile is worse than traitors. Well, if they're a pedophile, of course they could also be a traitor.
Yeah, I don't think that's a stretch by any means. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're breaking the laws severely in a manner that is anti-human, I mean, you're kind of like a traitor against humanity. So it's not a stretch at all. So I
Is that
think these,
Tigger behind you?
that's Tigger. Yeah, I think you remember that speech from the professor who was dying of cancer down in Carnegie Mellon, I think it was, and he was like, everyone is either Tigger or Eel, right? And he said, be Tigger. I
No.
just happen to have that in my, I was just going through some files here.
Well, yeah, I tend to like Tigger, and I also like Kimba the White Lion.
Simba?
Kimba.
Who's Kimba?
It's an animated series. It was a white lion cub. It was always about the white lion cub and his adventures in the jungles, right? But he never grew up. I mean, not in these.
Oh,
in these
yes, I know what you're talking about. Sure.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I haven't seen that since I was a kid, but I used to, anyway, I like the associated with I like cats. I like dragons.
Yeah, cat and dragon would be cool.
Yeah.
Cat and dragon would be really cool. Yeah. More of that. I can support it.
But you get the half eagle, half lion, right? You get a griffin.
Right.
So I like.
This. I think the trust, right? One of the names of the trust in one of the many manifestations of Manna, but it wasn't Manna obviously, but one of them was like on one side of the seal was a lion, and on the other side was a unicorn. I thought, wow, that's a pretty powerful symbolism, right? Who uses a unicorn as a symbol? That's serious.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of strength and purity associated with unicorns.
Sure, I like it. So, so what else has been uncovered? I mean, so you got these, what is it, like 1 million files that came out about Epstein's case, right?
Well, yeah, I was just watching the drone flying over, and the FBI are on the island,
Right.
gathering up materials and things like that. The computer that was sitting on like a Mac that was sitting on there is gone. So they obviously, this cleared away. But going to the underground areas that's been filled in. But so maybe they can find evidence of there
That's
being.
it filled in? He was successful in filling that in?
Oh yeah.
They must have done that without him. I mean, that's crazy, dude.
No, they did that like it was like a year and a half ago or something. That it's been a while where they were the contract. See, the thing is that the contractors that were there carried cell phones, right? So they took video. So a lot of the times when you see that screen of the images of with the cameras that were showing and the people sitting on buckets eating looked like they were naked, nighttime cameras. That was shot by some of that came out from Ray Chandler, and others came out from the the contractors that were hired to fill in the tunnels. $29 million or something like that he spent to
Wow.
to basically clean the island. So that I don't think they'll find that they'll be able to walk around down there, but and I don't think they'll be digging it up because they already had the camera evidence.
Well, I don't know about that. I would say they probably are definitely going to dig it up because can you imagine what's actually down there? And probably I would also imagine, based on the evidence that I've heard, that there is definitely uranium. There's connections to that island and uranium-1. And there's also probably some, underground submarine type stuff there.
Okay.
So give them access to move, uranium via the submarine. So I would say they have to go down. That's
Okay.
why, and on top of that, it's like if they fill it in, I mean, they didn't fill it in with cement. I'm sure maybe they did. I don't know. I'm sure they're going in.
Okay. Well,
If not,
usually
like
if they're going to do that kind of filling, and what they're probably going to do is just set off explosives. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure they're going to break a lot of stuff up, but I think they're going to go in.
Okay.
That would be an incredible dig site too, because you can't even imagine what's down there, right? I mean, like
Giant statue of Moloch.
yeah, I mean, or dinosaur bones of sacrifices of giant lizards that were killing kids. Who knows? I mean, anything is possible in that scenario.
Right.
So, but I'm fascinated even more so, by these files that came out with the million-plus files. That one of the things I think is really important is that the Democrats are constantly trying to connect President Trump now to Epstein, and they're doing it very sparingly because they know better, and so it's really touchy territory for them, right? Because they have clear and present evidence that Bill Clinton had all types of parties with underage girls there, and they have all these interviews with these young girls, right? And the young girls actually said, like, there was one report, and the young girl said, no, that's not accurate. And what it said was they were trying to get evidence that Trump did something, and it said in there that Trump flirted with one of the young girls, and she clarified, said, no, he didn't even flirt with me. No, so that to me is I so want to root for President Trump to just be high integrity and every rumor I ever heard to be wrong, so
Right.
I'm so for him, because he's been such a great president. He really, at the end of the day, anybody who was looking at this with any kind of logical metrics and measuring what he did, you'd be flipping retarded not to see what a great president he is.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing about him is he's a super ego, right? But it's tempered with a sort of balance. That's very he's there for the people, being very like a superhero. He's literally like a superhero.
Well, and I'll tell you something. I'll take ego. It's kind of like there's a scripture that says, like, if you boast, boast not in yourself, but in what you have been given, right? And that's kind of what I remember. Like,
Okay,
he's got this pride of proud to be an American kind of swagger.
Right.
Like, screw all you awful corporations and you horrific pedophiles in this corrupt government that has ruined this amazing country. And to be quite honest, what's so appealing to me about it, right? You hear the same thing from Haiti, right? And they're saying they've ruined the beauty of my island, Haiti, because of what the Clintons have done. So it's the same thing. So it really unites, President Trump with these other places that are struggling. And I like that, because as much as everyone wants to make it seem like, yes, I suppose Americans could be arrogant, but is anyone more arrogant than someone from the UK or from Europe? It's like everybody should have a little bit of pride where they come from, and when somebody ruins that, that's a big deal.
I've in my life I've had people lay a criticism at my feet and say, "Oh, you're arrogant," right? And I said, "I'm not really arrogant. I'm just confident."
You know what? It's a great point, and I tell my sons this all the time. I say never worry about people calling you arrogant. The difference between arrogance and confidence is that confidence has been tested. And when you're confident, it's very different because there's substance behind what you're saying. Arrogance is just entitlement.
Yeah, I mean, boastful is being boastful, right? But then, if anyone hits you with facts or anything, you immediately retreat, right?
Right.
So arrogant. I mean, unless you can be confident and arrogant, but
I don't think so. I mean, I think confidence.
okay, maybe not.
Confidence doesn't need to brag. Confidence just is,
Right. I guess that's true. Yeah.
But when you say things unapologetically, people will often think that you're arrogant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I started talking to people about, about
vaccines or
vaccines, right? Like when you just like last night, I went to this vaccine meeting, right? And they let me speak, and this woman asked me a question about how to change the effects that have happened because of vaccines. So I started telling her, what we had been told. I said, well, we were told, by Dr. Rima and Sherry Edwards, that you could actually use grapefruit seed extract, right? And then this will actually help undo the attachment process that is caused by this one ingredient in vaccine. And they shut me down right away. Like it was too much. Like, whoa, we're not talking about medical treatment. And I think it's so funny because everyone's so afraid to get sued for getting medical advice, but that's not medical advice. That is, here's a supplement that has absolutely no side effects whatsoever. You can give this to your child. Worst case scenario, nothing. Like you wasted $10 on a supplement.
Right. Yeah. So it's the fear training, right? To get people to stay away from anything because the power of the full force of government comes down upon you because you said this will cure you. Right.
Right. Well, I never say cure. It will return you to optimum health. Right.
Right. But then because you don't say that though. Not because it's not true, it's because it's this gamesmanship that you have to play about words, right? Because there's yeah.
I know this whole process of pandering to these guys it drives me crazy. It's like we just shouldn't have to, like we shouldn't have to hide the truth because they're liars, right? And because they created laws that are anti-constitutional, they don't go according to the Constitution, and therefore they are no law. Right? They don't even count as a law. They're just something that a bunch of people wrote up who were, falsely elected in all likelihood based on a corrupt election. We were talking about this today about bringing back, here's the next step, right? We're walking into the next phase of all this. And we're getting ready now we're getting ready to launch. Now, we've been planning and working on various aspects, you, me, lots of other people, right? Working on, what's the first thing you do? We're going to go change the world, right? Now, it's one thing if you have one project, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this first, right? But when you're looking at, okay, we have thousands of projects to fund all over the world. We have to look at all the legal ramifications that we're going to face and obstacles we're going to face in every single government as this, this beast is dying off, right? And like you gotta kind of, plan as it's dying, right? That doesn't hit you with its tail, kind of thing, right?
Right.
And that's kind of like where we're at, right? But you got to consider it. It's a massive undertaking. You got to think about, okay, how do we do this? You first have to secure a voice, right? We have to have networks up that are face-to-face with the mainstream media. And I would have to believe that if all of the suppliers, right, are not getting funded because there's no money in the system, the mainstream media has got to fall too,
Yeah, how are they going to pay their bills? That's why, CNN they closed their London offices and they're retreating everywhere because they don't have money to pay.
So simple, isn't it? There's no money, so you can't do what you've been doing. So now you kind of got to rethink your business plan, right? If you spent your entire career pandering to pedophiles and killers, right, who are trying to eliminate 90% of the population, and all of a sudden you realize, like, wait a minute, that plan's out. Now what? That's kind of where we're at. I'm thrilled about that. I'm enjoying the process.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of fun things going on. So again, it's the cherry flavored popcorn.
That's right, cherry flavored popcorn. I don't really like popcorn that much, but
I'm the same way. I don't like it anymore. I think it's like eating puffs of air that leaves stuff between your teeth.
Exactly, I agree.
I mean, I'll eat it, but it's kind of like anyway, not my favorite.
So I'm looking for this piece that I had. It was really amazing. It shows what President Trump has accomplished over the past 4 months. This like little chart, and it's amazing. And I had it all queued up. It's like, but it's amazing what he accomplished over this period of time that anyone would even try to put him down.
Yeah, it's like, how is it even possible, right? That he could have accomplished so much.
Yeah, I mean, and they want to fight so much that he hasn't. It's like by the way, let me just pull this up quick. This drives me crazy. The way that the cowards in the media. It's like, listen, everybody out there in the media, I know you watch because I've heard you quote us before. By the way, so next time when you're there, questioning your existence on this planet and what are you doing with your life because you've sold your soul to the devil and you keep reporting a ridiculous report to try to ruin the one leader you've ever seen who's trying to save you versus trying to kill you. This headline to me changes everything. Where is it? Here, hold on. Share. Come on. Where's my header? There we go. Now look at the headlines, right? This is what they changed in the New York Times. So this is the first headline over here. Trump urges unity versus racism. What a great headline. It's accurate. That is exactly what he did. It tells the whole story. It pulls you in as a reader. And honestly, it portrays Trump as really exactly what he's been. The appropriate response to a tragedy. And the New York Times, for a moment, I thought, wow, they have really turned a corner. Then the cowards come back and assailing hate but no guns. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean? It's stupid.
Like assailing hate but not guns. Yes, because guns didn't kill anyone. People wielding guns kill people, right? And this is the kind of thing that just drives me nuts. It's like, look, New York Times, I don't know who it is that is holding horrible tapes of your editors, of you doing horrible things to kids or whatever it is. I understand there's a whole plan that gets organized by the Mossad, but honestly, just quit your job and go do something else. Like, you should not be having newspaper. Like, have some integrity.
Right.
So, I think it's going to take a while to get rid of all the pedophiles that are running companies, right? That are so compromised that everything they do is, what is this, Dan? What's your background?
It's Superman Trump.
Ah, perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
And so Mueller there is Zod, right?
Zod. Yeah, so I mean, I think we really have to reevaluate that, right?
Yeah.
So, and look, we're coming up on the, it's right here. So, all these people like in the world of, of the old media, I was thinking about this, that, we have things in place all over, right, to really start to take action and buy up the right pieces to get, to try to get the media to be something to do with the truth, right? It shouldn't be, right? Like, shouldn't journalism be about the truth? But we'll see. I'm about it. I'm so excited to put these things in place and start to get a connection. Years and years and years of work that we've done.
So remember this one? Julian Assange was being taken out of the Ecuadorian embassy. But this cop here, he always looked to me like he was George Bush.
He does look like George. He's got that same little guy. I bet he's one of the Bush, Bush offspring from some girl somewhere,
Yeah.
HW, something like that. Like, got a little extra kid there. It's great. Yeah. So, so what else? So I'm fascinated by what they're finding in all these files, right? So they keep bringing out things. They're only 1,000 pages deep, and the information is just not going to stop coming out. So I'm fascinated to see, like, what is going to be the response? Because as of right now, I was watching this newscast today. I was so happy to hear this. It was actually on Fox, but I listened to him, and the guy goes, well, what happens? He's like, they say this, and they do nothing.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, he's absolutely right. What are you going to do? Are you going to actually take action that explains, what you're going to do, or are you going to just bail, like what you've been doing?
Right.
So I know you're always talking about the plan, but when does the plan actually involve? They have tapes, they have all this stuff. It's like, okay, let's do that then. Let's actually go wrestle people. Like, it's time.
Right.
We shall see. So, but I know Kim put out terms, right? And I actually got to the other terms. And the one gentleman I spoke to, the White Dragon, the new Elder White Dragon Warlord, he, my friend said basically, look, man, he's willing to go and unite the families, right? I'm like, oh wow, that's
Awesome.
that's awesome, right? So I say to Kim, I'm like, listen, this guy says he wants to unite families, and he's willing to talk about it, right? He's willing to go talk to them, and he's had all this great success. She goes, Kim will do this to me all the time. Like, I'll think I just brought her something awesome, right? And she'll go, yeah, he's important. Why isn't he at the annual family meeting where all the bigwigs are right now in Europe? Like, I don't know why. So I guess he's not that important as he thinks, right?
Right.
That's what happens. Over up. So I'm only looking for that. Uh-oh. What's going on down here?
With what?
I'm just watching to see how things are peeling out in different places.
Well, so this one that wanted to unite the families, right? He's not at the family reunion.
Well, he's just not that important, apparently, right? Like, he's the new young buck, right? And they're like, hey, you know what we're gonna call you? You're the White Dragon Warlord. How about that, bucko, right? And they give him some fake money and runs by his way. He's like, yeah, who's the best? And you want to encourage your younger generation, right? And
Sure.
He's a pretty young guy. So, nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what families do, right? But I don't know. It doesn't seem like, it doesn't seem like a whole lot being really accomplished. So that's where we're at that. And I don't know, man. What's going on? Heard from Tui lately?
No Tui. Haven't heard from Tui. Tui's is occupied. I do know that there is some more information about those government things happening in the government there. I'm getting some reports, but I really don't know much, and I'm not supposed to say much of anything.
Okay.
So it's more about there's
thank you for nothing then.
Yes, I know, pretty much. Yeah, I'm in agreement. So it's more about is this going to happen this week? What stuff is actually set to go? The banking also, there is definitely word that the banks there's something going on. Major banks are not able to move money right now.
Major banks are not able to move money. However, in the brand new model called the tank, the way it's going to work is that we'll be able to move money by because everything that we bring in will be for projects, for actual people. It'll completely bypass any trade platform, and it'll be in responsible hands of the people to actually go do good work. And the job of the tank will be to make sure these people's projects are successful. Can you imagine? It's such a better conduit than a bank. Bank takes your money. They make money off you, but a tank doesn't. So I'm just saying. I'm a believer. The Tank of America. That's what I want to launch.
Yeah.
I actually did logos for Kim. And she didn't ask me to. I just did it. My own idea. She was talking about a bank she did set up. Right. She intended it was going to be the Manna World Development Bank. Right. So you'll be able to see it here, but I'm not showing it to you. But I made these for Kim, and they are pretty cool. I thought. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, here you go. Bam. Manna Development Bank. Because it was all about the toroidal energy field, restoring the toroidal energy field of the planet. So that's what we've done. Anyways.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, try it. So, and that could be, I could be like, oh, that could be a hint of what's coming. Maybe that's where we're at. Who knows? Who knows? Actually, I think we know, but I think that's a high possibility, right? Because I don't think Kim came all this way to save the system, and then the banks are going down, and then clearly, the families don't seem to be very interested in actually cooperating. I would recommend, I never make this recommendation, but just in case the way things play out, I would recommend anybody, if you got a little cash in the bank, I'd take it out just to have it on hand. That is one thing I would recommend.
Yep.
Not that I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen there. It could just be that everyone banks out of Fiji from now on. That could be very possible. All of us will be members of the Fijian bank. Which, if that's true, I will go to Fiji and I will open the Fijian tank. So that would be a different model.
Well, when you say it, though, I imagine like a Fiji tank with like palm trees painted on the side, and
Yeah, a big gun that just shoots flowers. Yeah, something like that.
Pelting you with flower buds.
Yeah.
So,
man, that's all I got, dude. I don't got a whole lot to share other than what we talked about.
No, I'm done with all my backgrounds too, so I got them all loaded in.
Thank God. Now we can focus. Yeah. This is my protest background that I made for create change, to fight the man. Which I have like dozens of these different colors.
Yeah, oh, that's good.
I'm trying to do original stuff, Dan.
I know.
You need to step up your game when you just take other people's backgrounds. It's not the same.
That's fine. I'll step up my game.
I'll make you one.
I made that one with Trump with sovereignty, right?
Oh yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Put a crown on him. Yeah. But then so they said, "Oh look, he wants to be the king. He's never gonna leave."
Oh my gosh, people are such haters, man. So.
Well, I think we're going to see Donald Trump Jr. as the next president. I mean, after Donald Trump is done with his 2 terms, I think we'll see Donald Trump Jr.
Well,
and his father will be the vice president. That will just drive the left nuts.
I think it'll be great. I think when this all goes down, I'm going to have this vehicle made. This is the tank Mercedes, right, with my logo here on the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be been working on that for a couple of years.
But
it's very reasonably priced. It's very reasonably priced. I'll get one that's used, I promise. Because I know we want to be eccentric. But you know what? I'm eccentric by nature, so I guess I'm going to just be myself. And some people are going to be
I can appreciate fine things and the better better things like in cars. I mean, I like certain cars. There's other ones that I was in love with the Crossfire.
Wow, that is Crossfire, the Chrysler. Yes. Yeah, that's a cool car.
Yeah, but it was actually a Mercedes.
You know what? My dad has a Crossfire still, and he actually got it from one of the former, bigwigs there, and it's like this unique, cool, like yellowish color. That's like one of a kind. Really cool car. I dig it.
Yeah, I was going to buy one of those. I was really spotting which one. I was made plans, but then I got diverted onto some other things and never ended. It was just not the time for me to have that vehicle. Maybe in the future, but it was a Mercedes. It was an SL Mercedes. It was just repackaged into a Chrysler, and it was also half the price.
I'm just more practical. I'm like, if I can't take my whole family in it, I don't even want it. I can't do sports cars. I know. I like Hummers and Jeeps and simple,
Yeah.
simple, big, like block-shaped vehicles, anything like that. I'm like,
Yeah, that's about right. All right. Well, I guess we're good. I'll just suggest everyone please subscribe. Please pass out the videos. Let's get the word out. This is the end of the line for the deadline for the cabal and the banks. Another day or two, right?
yeah, and please, anybody who hasn't seen it, go check out thespeakproject.net and pick up the cease and desist letter. That's an older letter from 2017, but it's very, very relevant and current as far as the information goes. Dan and I were going to dissect that tonight, but we got distracted with making backgrounds, I guess. Because that just happens sometimes, But yeah, that's definitely worth going through. It's incredibly powerful document. Once you get in there, you'll start to ask questions like, "What is the GIA?"
Yeah.
That
was it. That was going to be my question. What's the GIA?
The Global Intelligence Agency, a security group that Kim established. She is the director, as a matter of fact.
It kind of sounds like what we've been fighting.
No, but this is different.
I got it.
Structure. She had a structure where in every single country there would be agents there, but they would be from another country, right? So that their sole purpose is to maintain peace on the planet overall, right? And this actually goes hand in hand with the peace treaty that she had to go out and visit all of these different groups that have been enslaved on the planet back in 2014, I think. Yeah. So it's pretty impressive. And from there, I believe that's where she formed this group. And then she actually has like some, designs and patents on things that would be like emergency response teams that would be set up around the world. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's already set those things in place, to be honest. A lot of times Kim will say something like that you just think's an idea she just had, and then you find out like she's already built it. Like she already has prototypes running of the anti-gravitational train right now. So
they're running?
Yeah, she's got prototypes right now that are working. I mean, they're not running like town to town, I guess, but they are working.
That's awesome. That I'd like to take a ride.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Go fight, win.
That sounds good.
Have a good night. Dan, thank you as always.
Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Peace out from Fiji. Oh, no.